Hey everybody, it's David Paya here at KISS Replicas. Today I'd like to go over what customer expectations are versus the reality they're in, and why do customers have certain expectations. From time to time, we're sent pieces that customers have acquired in their collections over the course of however many years, and maybe not realizing how techniques have evolved, or even not realizing just the kind of passion and care that we take in the merchandise that we make. So they'll send us these samples and say, please make sure that it doesn't have this, please make sure that it doesn't have that. So guys, there's no need to send us any more samples of what you don't want to see. I'm going to show you clearly how our finishing work compares to what I believe your expectations should be, and your expectations should be high. So just to sort of paint a picture, okay? These are our monster capes, and you can zoom right in and you can see, look at how clean the stitches are. Look at how the finished edges are on the bottom of the cape. And the studs, we make the studs ourselves, so we're not buying anything here. Well, obviously we're buying the materials, but whenever possible, we're manufacturing everything. These capes are massive and they are absolutely impressive. So it also comes down to why official merchandise? Well, when you buy official merchandise, it comes with certain guarantees. For example, if I make the claim that we've patterned it off of actual stageware or it came from the actual patterns, you could take that to the bank. These are statements that are being made having obtained these items directly from the source. So they're not statements that could be made loosely. And I know that when it comes to the internet, a lot of claims are made and so on and so forth, but the proof is in the pudding. Let's have a look at the monster cod piece. Look at how tight the stitching is and how the overfold of leather is literally hidden, and how the open finished edge, look at that, the seam stitching. Now I'm going to pick it up. It's kind of like an automobile. You want to make sure that the outside and the inside are just as beautiful. It's not just about the outside, but it also has to perform. I mean, not only is this real leather, but we armor it so that when you strap into this, it's really going to hug the body and it's going to make sure that everything stays in place. This is heavy duty stuff. Again, why am I hitting on the aspect of customer expectations? So like I said, from time to time, this is actually sticky. The material is starting to melt and I don't want it to damage any of our goods. But nevertheless, things that you'll never see from us. And look, by all accounts, at first glance, really cool. I mean, look at all the nice round studs and all of that. You'll never see work from us that doesn't have a finished edge like this. If the design calls for it, sure, but I'm not aware of any KISS design requiring unfinished edges like this on any of the cod pieces. It's just not the way it's done. And like in the case of this, the gentleman who sent us this cod piece, his fear was that we would use hot glue to assemble it, much like what this one was. But not only that, I don't know if the camera can pick up. Look how wavy the stitching is. And now I'm going to draw the attention back to our cod piece. Look at how tight our stitches are. Okay, now coming back to this one here, even the finishing work in the cod piece, it's not enough to just put some foam on the inside, as you could see that there is right there. This doesn't even have holes from where the sewing machine should have picked up the material. This didn't come undone. This was made like this. Seam allowance is important so that everything is always grabbed. I mean, here we've got maybe 3/8 of an inch. Here we've got a 1/2 inch. This is not the way we manufacture our merchandise. And it's important to note that not only is it more than just having cool studs on it, oh wow, it echoes to a certain era. Pattern-wise, it has to be accurate. Where is the back flap, for example, right? So the important thing is use the right materials. Make sure that the patterns respect the source material, and the source material has to be something that there's intimate knowledge therein. So at the end of the day, okay, this is literally melting in my hands. But at the end of the day, what you want to make sure of is that the pieces that you get meet your expectations. Well, because there's a dollar amount attached to what it is that you're purchasing, and you should feel that you're getting your money's worth. Now, this is some other items that we're working on. I'm sure the camera picks up back there who the character is, but look at how tight the stitching is, for example, okay? This is the kind of work that you should expect from KISS Replicas, okay? This is how your expectations are met time and time again, and we're seeing your posts on our social media where people are saying totally blown away, not what I expected. It is a lot to do with engineering. How do we make cod pieces that always fit and have the center always line up so that it's not offset. We'll use sliding buckles, for example. So there, I'm only gonna do up the top buckle on our unmasked cod piece, but just to put this into perspective. So there, it doesn't matter where or how you attach the buckle, because this always will slide to the center of your body, allowing it to fit properly and not offset. And these are our unmasked cod pieces, okay? We've got a ton more of these still to make. So look, at the end of the day, there is a company tagline that we have. It says, "Children, we dream." Or "By the fans, for the fans." We use both of those all the time. Why? Because we are fans. I was introduced to KISS when I was 8 years old in '77, and they've been part of my life ever since. Now, I think it's great that all of us here are fans, or, most of us. But the reality is, that's a hat that you have to be able to take off. And then you got to put on the hat of the costume maker, of the business, of making sure that customers get what they want. So this has a lot more to do with passion and talent than it does about being a fan. The fan part is cool, and I'm overjoyed with the fact that, we get to live this environment. But we have to be able to make this stuff. And it has to be able to be made in a way that it meets your standards as well. And your standards should be high. So this is an example, a small example, of what UD Replicas does, and KISS Replicas is one of the licensed divisions therein. So, like what you see, it's all available at www.kissreplicas.com, and do not settle for anything less.